Okay, I'm not normally the breaking news guy, but this is actually breaking news and interesting news. This is John Riccitiello is out at Unity. He is, it says down there, he's retiring. But let's be honest, that retirement's a little forced, right? So now, you can slam John Riccitiello for a lot, but if you think about where Unity was before he joined and where it became, they went public and they made their investors a lot of money. So from that point of view, he's a great CEO. From the point of view of making the tool at Unity something that was great for developers and blah, 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 well, it's a little more questionable, a little less clear of how much better it's gotten or how much worse it's gotten compared to the competitors. But the other interesting thing is, when this first came out, he didn't speak about it. They had the whole backlash, and then they had somebody else come out, not John Riccitiello, come out and kind of apologize for what happened, and then really, I still think, continue the bad press. If you remember, if you missed this, right, the Unity was going to charge you per install, and just had all this crazy stuff that Microsoft was going to pay for it. None of that was true. They got mad that, hey, not enough people looked at their terms of service. That's why they removed them, not because they were trying to hide something. Like, just through all of this, it was just handled so poorly and so poorly executed, and so just seemed like something that was thought up, you know, late night drinking, and they're like, yeah, let's announce it tomorrow. We haven't thought of any of the, details, but that's okay. Now, Unity's in a hard spot. They need to do something to make money. So guess, like they need to make changes. But this was not the change and not the way to do it. And I think this is clear. Like a lot of people are trying to be like, oh, they did it so horribly just so that you'd accept what they came up with. No. They did it so horribly because they were inept, right? They didn't think this through. That was never a detailed plan. They panicked. They probably had some bad news coming up. They wanted to cover it up. They wanted to do something ahead of time. And so they come up with this. So it wasn't the, let's give you such bad news that you accept the okay bad news. Right, John Riccitiello's not standing down if that was what true, because that would have been like executed well. No, this is, hey, you screwed up every single step of that announcement, right? For the board must have pushed him out. Somebody pushed him out, right? You don't retire after that just magically a few days later, right? So he'd been silent, and then he'd come up and just like the worst PR press. I didn't even bring it up here because it was such malarkey. But yeah. So John Riccitiello out, and this is going to be interesting to see now, where does Unity go? What does it turn to, right? Because he was the one behind the idea of the ad strategy of being forcing out, like making it about the ads that they were selling on mobile and making that the focus of the business. And then when the ATT from Apple came, that came crashing down. So what now? I'm not going to speculate. I've talked with some people there internally. I have hope for them. They have some things that they can do to generate money. I know some people who, maybe they've announced what they're doing soon, are moving around in there. So I knew there was some movement going on. I just didn't think it was going to be like this kind of movement. I thought this was like, John Riccitiello going, hey, okay, I screwed up, that you come with me, but not this. So this is big news. And it'll be interesting because will this be a shift in strategy, or is this just John's like, yeah, I'm done. I got my money. I cashed out. People complaining about his cashing out of $7,000 or $70,000. That's not it. It's the like $45 million that he took out earlier, right? And so you have a lot of people at the top there with not a lot of stake in the game. And so now hopefully we'll see people come and who actually care about what that engine is about, which is about the creation of art and the creation of games and other technology. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who the successor is, because that will speak a lot to what the board and what the company as a whole wants to see as the future. If it's an internal person coming up, I am less excited. I am more excited to see what comes from the outside. And I shouldn't think, actually, yeah. All right. Sorry for my friends at the top internally at Unity, but I wish you guys the best. You guys are all doing fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.